Okay, I wanted to talk about this idea of starter kits. It's something I've been thinking about. I haven't put out anything about it, though I've created a starter kit. And for a lot of service providers, this is something I would recommend as a part of my business. So, first of all, what is it? It's a robust but hopefully not overwhelming distillation of your point of view at the 30,000 foot level. That's what we're going for. Giving people a fairly generous, maybe a little more than just a pink spoon. It's not just a reel. It's not just a little blog or an article. It's okay, you've checked out the pink spoons. You checked out the free stuff. You're not sure you want to spend money. But you really want to get a sense of how I see things to see if you would like to take a bigger step. So this idea of a starter kit. And there are 5 reasons why I think this is a good idea. Okay, so starter kit. Okay, 5, why? One reason why is for filtering. Yeah, on both sides, but mostly it gives them a good chance to get a sense of your point of view. Does it make sense to them? Do they resonate with it? Which is a big part of them deciding, is it a fit or not? Yeah. So when people do the ethical marketing starter kit, which I have on my website, that's the full footage of my day-long workshop. By the end of that, they know if they like me, they like my vibe, if they like my point of view. And some of them, they might say, oh, I like the point of view, but I've heard it before. This is old hat to me. This, maybe they're well beyond this. No, I need more technical help in marketing. I need help with Facebook ads but it helps filter. Second, how do I sum this up? Let's just put the word development, meaning it helps them develop into becoming an ideal client. This is something I've said for years, is that one of the purposes of your business model is to help people become your ideal client. And I think a starter kit is one of the best ways to do that. Somebody comes to you, they're not necessarily ready to be a good client, they're not an ideal client yet, but the earlier parts of your business model can help them become that, can help put the things in place. And part of this also, I guess 3, there's education, there's a kind of 101 education. So you don't need to repeat yourself all the time. There's a certain point you just get sick of hearing yourself talk. You've said it a million times, you know what it is you want to say, so you can just record it. You can get it in a starter kit, which is maybe a series of videos or articles or audios, whatever it is. But here it is, as best as I can say it, really well done, so I don't have to repeat it. But then I know when you show up, you've already got it. Yeah, so they get that kind of education on the basics. Number 4 is readiness, is that it helps them become ready to work with you. Right? Because the work they do with you might be more the application of the ideas, the translation of the ideas, but here's the ideas that we're going to be translating and applying. And also, money. You could sell this. I give it for free. Danielle Gardner with Quiet Marketing, she has a kind of starter kit, the basics, and she sells that for money. So you could also profit off this and make money right away. Some uses of this, like where could you use a starter kit? 3 things come to me. 1, if you're going to do Facebook ads, this is a great thing to direct to. Hey, are you struggling with this problem? You want this result? You're this kind of person. Check out my starter kit to get a real robust sense of my take on things. You can be directing that to the people who already follow you, to new people. But I've been getting a very good response from the starter kit that I have. People just saying, wow, this is incredible. I can't believe the value. This is one of the best free things I've ever come across. They really like it. And I think this then because the filtering is done so much, how about number 6, time, saving you time. You don't have to do as many of the discovery calls. They're just showing up saying, I want to spend money with you, I want to pay you. You don't have to convince them, you don't have to sell them, etc. But yes, you can use Facebook ads to direct people to this. This is something we're experimenting with now on my end. And the same starter kit, you could have like 6 different ads, 6 different angles. I've got one angle that's just, hey, I'm Tad, marketing for hippies, here's my starter kit. Another one is, why are so many of the marketing coaches wolves in sheep's clothing? Another one is, are you tired of muggle marketing? You want sort of more magical marketing. Another one is you don't have to be good at pitching, like marketing without pitching. You see what I'm saying? They're all going to the same thing. Just trying to say it in different ways. So then you can experiment on which angle. You could do a series of tests if you want to just even see which gets people there. Number 2, you could give it away, sort of podcasts and presentations. So you're doing a podcast. People say, well, people want to check you out. Where should they go? You can say, well, you can go to my website. You can sign up for this starter kit, and that'll give you, if you really liked what I said in this, you'll love what's in the starter kit because it goes deeper into all of this. It gives a much better sense. And in your signature workshop, if a signature workshop is going to be an hour long, you could probably put more. You can give a bit more context in this. And it could also include a recording of your signature talk that they just attended. It's like, hey, if you'd like to watch this again, there's the recording plus a bit more depth, a bit more context. And number 3 is for preparation. And boy, I've used this. Originally it wasn't a starter kit, it was just a recording of my day-long workshop. But there were a number of times I said, you want to work with me one-on-one, go watch the recording of this workshop. I don't want to have to teach you about hubs on this call. I want you to show up knowing what a hub is. If I say host a hubs gathering, I don't want to explain that to you. I want you to know what it is, and that's in this video. So for one-on-one, but also for a weekend workshop, as I think was done here, go watch this so we all have the same language before you show up. It can be very helpful. So then how do you design it? Well, okay. If you recall what I talked about when we're looking at your ideal client, right? There's too soon, there's too late, and then there's the perfect moment. And what I'm suggesting is this column here, the too soon, that's who this starter kit is for. They're not quite ready to work with you. So you can still have some way to help these people, maybe even a way to make money from these people when it's too soon. It's not the perfect moment to dig in deep and work with you directly. But so that's what I'm going to invite you to be thinking about is too soon. And here's a question I'd invite you to consider. Thinking about the perfect moment. It's the question overall is what would bring out your best, if somebody showed up with it already there. What do you wish before they show up to work with you in depth, one-on-one, joining your programs, paying you, etc. What do you wish they had already realized, they already knew, or they already had in place? Yeah.
Could you repeat that, please?
Yes. What do you wish they had already realized? It's like, man, if people had this penny drop before they worked with me, it'd be real helpful. In Nasanka's work, if before they start working with her, if they realized, okay, co-parenting with a narcissist is not possible, you have to do parallel parenting. They're not going to change. And me being a healthy parent with a regulated nervous system, being a source of unconditional love for my child is one of the most important things I can do as a parent, and that's going to require some healing from me. If they showed up to the work with her and she didn't need to convince them about that, you can skip a few sessions. Mm-hmm. As okay, now we can just get right to the work. So kind of what do you wish they'd already realized? So for me, I don't want to, it would not be fun for me I don't know, Tad, can marketing feel good? Like, are we here? Or you're teaching, let's say you're teaching a traditional food cooking skill, you know, and somebody's like, okay, but is organic food really better? Are we here? Are we actually having this conversation about is organic food better? Yeah. So what's the stuff you wish they already realized it before they showed up? That, you know, they'd already had that insight. What do you wish they already knew? And what do you wish they already had in place? So I'm thinking of Joe's work with relationship stuff. If they showed up to, you know, they're a couple in crisis, what happened to us? Why is it so rough? If they already showed up with a sense of, okay, here's a list of places where I know I'm responsible for what's going on. Here's some of the patterns in me that are, if both people in the couple came with that, if they both came with, okay, and here's my honest judgments, if I'm being real about it, of my partner, if they already had done that, if they already knew what unmet needs there were on their end, and what etc. There may be a list of things, or if you're a graphic designer, maybe you want somebody to know kind of what colors. Maybe you want them to have already done some research on what websites they like, what fonts maybe they prefer, what vibe or tone they're going for, what the niche is, what the point of view is. You see what I'm saying? If you're a graphic designer or a web designer and somebody could show up with that stuff, that'd be amazing. But most people don't. You see what I'm saying? For most people, it's too soon. Build me a website. For what? My business. What's your business? It's a bit of everything. Who's it for? Kind of everybody. And then they feel like they have to hustle to, but they could just say, oh, yeah, you're not ready. Go back to this starter kit. Do that. Once you've done that, come talk to me. The beautiful thing also about this is, well, there's some boundaries, and that's nice. You don't get frustrated with people. And you get to put a little hoop of just, are you serious? Because it's one thing to say, I only want to work with committed people, but I don't know. Everybody thinks they're committed. You know, most people at some level, like, oh yeah, sure I am. But I don't care what people say, I care what people do. Yeah, it's much better to pay attention to people's actions than their words. Gestures broadly at politicians, yeah. They're great at the words. Oh, they all know the words to say, but if you look at their actions, you learn more. And so the same with your clients. They can say they're committed. It's like, okay, well, if you're committed, just do this homework. Do this before. Get ready to do the work. And if they don't do it, that tells me everything I need to know about what's actually important to them. Not that it's a judgment that it shouldn't be. It's just now I know for sure. So, you know, this question, like, how could you design something that would help them get ready to work with you, to be in that perfect moment? What's all the prep work you wish they could bring? It's like, oh, you have all this done? We are going to hit the ground running. This is going to be great. We're going to get way more out of this. Yeah, that's kind of what's their side of the bargain that you want them to show up with. You can design them. You can actually create a little starter kit so that if they were to come to you for one-on-one work or join a membership, they already have the key things in place. Or it could just be, I just need you to know what your blind spots are, and that's enough. And in doing this, you're going to see that you do have blind spots. I mean, it's the classic thing with me. People say, no, my niche is really clear. And I look at it and I say, no, that's not clear. I think it is. I don't want to have that conversation, you know? So, you know, things I've done, I could do, let's say I was just doing niching coaching. I might just say, what I want you to do is I want you to take your best articulation of your niche, post it on Facebook, and ask people to comment on it, giving you an honest 1 through 10 of clarity. Because that's what happened. You know, they come back to me, you know, turns out it's not that clear, really. Wow. Amazing. Who knew? Me. 3 weeks ago I knew this. But they really won't believe me sometimes. So you can do things to help them. That may be what they need, is a kind of wake-up call, and you could help them come to that awareness of their blind spots. So let me just stop there. That's the idea of a starter kit. Something that you could offer on your website, possibly in exchange for the email, possibly you sell it, that would give them this foundation, this real generous sense of who you are and what you're about. Again, this could include your signature talk in it. but it might include some supplementary bonus materials, some activities, some exercises they could do to help them move from it being too soon to it's the perfect moment. And of course, built into the starter kit, you could have, at the end of it, and here's an offer, here's a deal, here's a discount code, here's no discount code, here's the next step to take if you want to work with me more. If you like these ideas and you want help implementing and translating them, if you're struggling to figure out how this works for you, sign up for this.